everyone, this is Karen.
Hello everybody, I'm this big nerd, Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of Elon Musk.
From lonely nerd
to billionaire. And the vocabulary words are humanity.
Humanity.
The hero of the story swore to protect humanity from evil.
Isolate.
Isolate.
I'm worried about John. He's isolated himself in his room and won't talk to anyone.
Aww.
Sad.
Peer.
Peer.
Henry gets along well with all of his peers.
Immigrate.
Immigrate.
Jess's parents immigrated to America in 1971.
Investor.
Investor.
A group of investors bought the property and have a plan to develop it. So we're talking about this famous guy, Elon Musk.
Yeah, so he's a household name.
That's right.
Everybody knows Elon Musk, but maybe people don't know his history.
Yeah, you're right. His background. Where is he from?
Well, he's actually South African.
Okay, but his mother is Canadian, right?
Right. So he's born in South Africa, and his parents got a divorce.
Okay.
And since his mother was Canadian, she moved back to Canada with his siblings, and he stayed there with his father.
That's right. He decided to do that. But I think he regretted that decision afterwards.
Because he was bullied quite a bit.
Do you know why he was bullied in South Africa?
Just because he liked to read.
Oh.
His love of books.
I love to read too.
But that worked out for him because eventually he went back to Canada and he was able to go to Stanford.
In America afterwards.
And because he was so smart and had a good education,
Yes.
he was able to start his first company, Zip2.
Oh, that's right.
He sold that.
And made some profit.
Yeah, and then he opened, what is he first famous for?
The online payment company PayPal.
Right. So he made a lot of money when he sold that. And then, of course, he started Tesla and rockets and SpaceX.
I know.
Now he's just a super billionaire.
You're right. Very, very wealthy.
All right.
Let's learn more about this amazing person, Elon Musk.
Let's.
Elon Musk, from lonely nerd to billionaire. What would you do if you were the richest person in the world? Would you buy your own private island where you could be waited on hand and foot, or would you use your cash to help save humanity? Elon Musk, one of the wealthiest people on the planet, hopes to accomplish the latter.
Hello and welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike.
I'm Kim.
I'm poor.
And I am also poor.
Yes, well, I guess compared to the guy we're talking about today and tomorrow, Elon Musk, we're all poor because he's really rich.
He is one of the richest men in the world, in fact.
That's true, but we also know from our title that he is a lonely nerd.
Yes,
Or
but
maybe was a lonely nerd.
he was a lonely nerd.
Was a lonely nerd.
Elon Musk, from lonely nerd to billionaire. That's
True.
not a bad glow up, is
Yeah,
it?
now imagine that. So that's kind of how we begin our article, with a question asking you to imagine. It says, what would you do if you were the richest person in the world?
What would you do?
Buy a lot of candy? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, go book shopping, probably. Something dumb like that.
Something like that. I mean, would you buy your own private island, as we see, where you could be waited on hand and foot? Or would you use your cash to help save humanity?
He could do both, probably.
He could do both with all the money he has, because Elon Musk, one of the wealthiest people on the planet, hopes to accomplish the latter. He's tired of being waited on hand and foot.
Okay, he's got the lonely island, he's done that whole thing. Now it is time to save humanity. After all, lunch is in a couple of hours, so he's got nothing to do. We're joking, of course, but we're not joking about humanity and how humanity probably needs to be saved. So humanity, yes, this is what we mean when we talk about people. All the people on the earth. We are humanity. We're not talking about humans like a doctor or a scientist might talk about the human animal or the human body. No, this is more about society and politics. Humanity always has problems with wars and violence. Humanity needs to be saved. We, humans on Earth, need to be saved. For example, the hero of the story swore to protect humanity from evil. He wasn't going to protect cats and dogs.
No.
Just humanity.
Only humanity.
Yeah.
Cats and dogs are doing okay on their
Yeah,
own.
they're fine. Mice don't need help.
That's all right. So when we get back from our break, we're going to find out exactly what is Elon Musk going to do for humanity, for you and me.
Buy us candy.
That sounds good.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。课文一开始就问我们说，如果你是世界上最有钱的人，你会怎么做呢？那这个句子就是用到 if 引导与现在事实相反的假设句。那么句型是 if 主词加上过去式动词或是 were 逗号，主词加上 would、could、should 或是 might， 再加原形动词。那这样的句型是用来表达假设的情况跟现在事实相反。特别注意 if 子句的动词要用过去式，那如果你是用 be 动词表达，不管人称就一律要用 were。好，那么主要子句呢，我们则是用过去式助动词来搭配原形动词。我们来造两个例句。If I were you, I might do the same. 如果我是你的话，我可能也会做同样的事。What would you do if you won the lottery? 如果你中乐透的话，你会怎么做呢？好，那我们回到刚刚的问题，如果你是世界上最有钱的人，你是会买一座私人岛屿，然后就让人伺候，还是会用你的钱来协助拯救人类呢？好，伊隆马斯克他想要达到的是后者，也就是想要协助拯救人类。那么 humanity 这个名词呢，在这边就是指人类，或者是人，就是人的总称，也可以用来表达人性的意思。那我们继续回到课文中。
Elon Musk, from lonely nerd to billionaire. The oldest of 3 children, Musk was born in South Africa to a South African father and a Canadian mother. When his parents divorced and his mother took his siblings to Canada, Musk decided to stay behind. He would later regret this decision as he ended up isolated from and bullied by his peers for his love of books. At 17, he left for Canada with the goal of immigrating to America.
Most of us know of him as a very rich man, right? But yeah, how did this all begin? When exactly was he a lonely nerd?
Well, we're going to start at the beginning.
Okay.
Way at the beginning.
That's a good place to start.
It is. The oldest of 3 children, Musk was born in South Africa to a South African father and a Canadian mother. When his parents divorced and his mother took his siblings to Canada, Musk decided to stay behind.
Ah, interesting. So his parents divorced, their marriage ended. I guess his mother and the 2 younger kids moved to Canada, and when it says he stayed behind, I guess we understand that he stayed in South Africa with his father. And then we read, he would later regret this decision as he ended up isolated from and bullied by his peers for his love of books. Aww, poor Elon. So he stayed behind. He didn't have his brothers and sisters around. He was isolated. When you're isolated, you're kind of on your own, as kids might be without most of their family around. And then we learn at 17, he left for Canada with the goal of immigrating to America.
Ah, yes, he actually left to go to college in Canada, as I understand. Yeah.
But then he always planned to immigrate to America. I get the feeling Elon doesn't like cold weather.
I don't think so.
South
no.
Africa, Canada, I want to go to America. And I think now he lives in California.
He went outside in Canada. He's like, too cold.
He doesn't like
Go
those
to America.
Canadian winters. You do get isolated in a Canadian winter.
You do, and to isolate just means to separate something from others. If you are isolated, you're alone. You're by yourself. Everyone's over here, and you're here alone. For example, I'm worried about John. He's isolated himself in his room and won't talk to anyone. Ooh.
Wow, sounds like one of those hikikomori.
True.
Those Japanese people who
They just
live in
stay
their own-
home.
Yeah,
they
very
never leave for
interesting.
like 8 years, right?
Absolutely. And here we had this word peer. This is a noun. Your peers are basically people who are kind of the same as you or equal with you. They might be in a society. Your peers would be, people who do the same job as you. Or if you're a student, your peers would be other students. For people in a working career, a doctor would call his other doctors around him his or her peers. These might not be your friends. They might not even be people you work or go to school with, but they're people in the same kind of situation as you. For example, Henry gets along well with all of his peers.
Yeah.
So his coworkers or classmates or whoever's around him for most of his time.
Yes, and it seems Elon didn't get along too well with his peers. Maybe that was part of his decision to immigrate
Maybe
to Canada.
He didn't play rugby. They like their rugby.
True, they
in
do
South
like rugby
Africa.
over there.
Maybe
I don't
didn't
think he
like
was
it.
much of a rugby player.
That could be a problem.
So he decided to immigrate, which just means to come to live in another country. For example, I'm from America, but now I live in Taiwan. In that process of coming here, I immigrated from America to Taiwan. For example, Jess's parents immigrated to America in 1971. They came from whatever country they were from. Could be South Africa,
Sure.
could be Canada, could be somewhere in Asia. They moved to America. They immigrated.
All right, let's take a quick break and then we'll be back and find out what happened to Elon in Canada and then eventually in America.
好，我们先从伊隆马斯克的成长背景开始介绍。他出生于南非，排行老大，有一个弟弟跟一个妹妹。那么父亲是南非人，母亲是加拿大人。在他父母离婚的时候呢，母亲就带着弟弟妹妹回到加拿大。那么伊隆马斯克他决定要留下来。后来他对这个决定感到后悔，因为他在那边遭到同侪孤立和霸凌。那么在17岁的时候，他就前往加拿大，目标是要移民美国。好，这边有3个单字 ：isolate。isolate 这个动词它表示孤立、隔绝。我们课文里面是用它的过去分词 isolated 来当形容词来描述说是受到孤立的。那么单字例句写到说 John 把自己关在房间里面不跟任何人说话，这时候 Mike 老师提到 hikikomori 这个字其实来自日文，它表示直居，就有点类似隐居。像日本有一些年轻人，他们可能就会隐蔽，就是躲在这个卧室里面，然后不接触社会啊，不上学不上班，不跟外人交往，生活就是处于那种自我封闭的状态。好，再看下一个单词 peer 它表示同才啊，或者是同辈的意思。那么 immigrate 这个动词它表示移民，那这个移民指的是移入他国的意思哦。好，那这边还有一个文法重点是 end up 的用法。end up 它表示最后怎么样，结果怎么样，后面可以接形容词，或是现在分词，或是过去分词，或者是介系词片语来当补语用。我们来造2个例句。They ended up having instant noodles for dinner. 结果他们最后是吃泡面当晚餐。The letter ended up in the trash can. 那封信最后是出现在垃圾桶里面。好，那我们接着回到课文中。
Elon Musk, from lonely nerd to billionaire. Musk was eventually accepted into Stanford University in the United States. There, a few investors offered him, his brother, and a friend some funds to start a software company called Zip2. It was quite successful, and Musk took his profits from its sale to found a business that would later become the online payment company PayPal. The sale of PayPal made Musk extremely rich, allowing him to invest in Tesla Motors after founding the rocket manufacturer SpaceX. From there, the sky was the limit.
All right, so we're back. So Elon Musk, born in South Africa, immigrated to Canada for school after his mom and brothers and sisters lived there, moved there, but he always, it said, wanted to end up in America, right?
Yes, and he ended up doing just that. Lucky him, as we see. Musk was eventually accepted into Stanford University in the United States, a very good college.
That is good school, yeah.
There, a few investors offered him, his brother, and a friend some funds to start a software company called Zip2. That's a catchy name.
Interesting. And also, I didn't know his brother was also into science and technology and stuff like that. Stanford, of course, is a famous university there in California near Silicon Valley, and that's where you'll find a lot of investors these days. An investor, this is a noun. An investor is basically a person who puts money into a business so that they hopefully can make money back from that business in the future. They're helping to start the business or build the business. If you want to make the most money as an investor, you invest, you put the money into the business at the beginning so that when it becomes a big success, hopefully later, you will make a lot more money back. So what investors do is they go around and find a business that they think will be successful, put their money into it, own a little bit of that business in the hopes of making money back in the future. That's the idea. For example, a group of investors bought the property and have a plan to develop it. Yes, if you want to make the most money, be an investor who puts your money in at the beginning of the business, and then if it's successful, you will make your money back. So investors heard about this company, thought it sounded like it would be a big hit, make them a lot of money, and so what happened?
Well, they made the right decision because, as we see, it was quite successful.
Ka-ching.
Ba-doop. And Musk took his profits from its sale to found a business that would later become the online payment company, PayPal.
But yes, most of us have heard of PayPal, right? It's one of those companies that you use if you're buying things on the internet. It says the sale of PayPal made Musk extremely rich, allowing him to invest in Tesla Motors after founding the rocket manufacturer SpaceX. From there, the sky was the limit. So he sold PayPal, made probably billions of dollars from that, and then became an investor in Tesla and also started SpaceX. And those are the two companies that he's still involved with now, that we still think of him as being connected to these days. And of course, with SpaceX, they make rockets that go into the sky, so the sky's the limit. When we say the sky's the limit, that just means your future is unlimited. You can go as far as you want, like a rocket can go as far up into the sky as you can imagine. So there you go, Elon Musk. He did pretty well for a lonely nerd.
Not bad. First PayPal, then cars, then space.
That's right.
Where else is there left for him to go? We will find out.
Absolutely. And I bet all those bullies in South Africa who gave him a hard time at school, they're sorry now. Ha ha!
Definitely.
There you go. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll have more about Elon Musk tomorrow and find out what his plans for the future are. But until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
马斯克后来被美国史丹佛大学录取，那在那边呢，有几位投资人提供了一些资金给他、他弟弟还有一个朋友，然后他们成立一家叫做 Zip2 的软体公司。这家公司很成功，那么伊隆马斯克就把公司卖掉得到的获利拿去创立一家企业，而那一家企业后来就是成了大家所熟知的线上付款公司 PayPal。那么 PayPal 的转卖又让他变得非常有钱，让他在创办这个 SpaceX 这个火箭制造公司之后，还能够投资特斯拉汽车。从那之后呢，他的成就就无可限量了。好，文中是用到 The sky was the limit， 字面意思是天空就是极限，意思就是说像天空一样无边无际，可以用来比喻是没有限制、无可限量，它有无限的可能。那么课文作者应该就是故意用这一句要来呼应 SpaceX 它制造火箭上太空。那我们最后来看单字 investor 它表示投资者。好，那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Elon Musk, from lonely nerd to billionaire. What would you do if you were the richest person in the world? Would you buy your own private island where you could be waited on hand and foot, or would you use your cash to help save humanity? Elon Musk, one of the wealthiest people on the planet, hopes to accomplish the latter. The oldest of 3 children, Musk was born in South Africa to a South African father and a Canadian mother. When his parents divorced and his mother took his siblings to Canada, Musk decided to stay behind. He would later regret this decision as he ended up isolated from and bullied by his peers for his love of books. At 17, he left for Canada with the goal of immigrating to America. Musk was eventually accepted into Stanford University in the United States. There, a few investors offered him, his brother, and a friend some funds to start a software company called Zip2. It was quite successful, and Musk took his profits from its sale to found a business that would later become the online payment company PayPal. The sale of PayPal made Musk extremely rich, allowing him to invest in Tesla Motors after founding the rocket manufacturer SpaceX. From there, the sky was the limit.
Fuzhong 15 is an arts building in Banqiao, New Taipei City. It features animated movies and documentaries. People can enjoy the kids' animation playground on the second floor. They can take part in hands-on activities in this interactive space. Every Sunday, an animated movie is shown. Exhibition rooms are between the third and fifth floor. They often exhibit animation drafts and storyboards. Up on the 8th floor is the Film and Animation Reading Room. It offers a variety of movies and books for people to browse. Besides artistic movies and documentaries by professional directors, the theater on B1 plays amateur films too.
See you next time!